Hello, this is Todd. Welcome to the Lyceum Weekly Update, number 50 for the week of December 8th, 2014. I woke up literally 10 minutes ago because I just kind of, left things to the last minute. But let's get stuck into this. Band of the week this week goes to Cull. That is Cull as in there are too many of those animals. Let's cull the shit out of them. They are a really cool band. Sounds like an old man full of word. They're a progressive, alternative rock type band. Very, very cool. And they've released a couple cool singles this year. They released a very cool EP last year. You'll be able to hear their music running underneath this video. If you like it, click their name below. You can go and support them if you want to see them performing live. They're playing Friday the 12th at the Factory Theatre in Marrickville on the factory floor. Now, straight into launches. Tuesday the 9th, alternative indie roots album launch at the Newtown Social Club in Newtown. Unfortunately, the gig is sold out, and that is with Steve Smythe. Then jumping all the way forward to Thursday the 11th, there is an indie pop single launch at the Brighton Up Bar in Darlinghurst. It is $12 with Yeo from Melbourne. As well as a soul pop album launch at the Good God Small Club in Chinatown, Sydney, that is with Andrus and Oscar, which is a collaborative effort of Andrus Fox and Oscar Key Sung. You can also check out a soul, hip-hop and roots double album launch that is at Newtown Social Club in Newtown. It is $25. The album launches are from Radical Sun and Frank Yama from the Northern Territory. Lastly for Thursday, an alternative metal and rock single launch with all proceeds donated to the motor neuron disease research, and that's happening at the Valve Bar in Sydney. That is with Crash Tragic. Now Friday, electronica indie pop EP launch at the Brighton Up Bar in Darlinghurst. That is $8 with Mansion Air. You can also check out an alternative progressive rock single launch at the Factory Theatre in Marrickville on the factory floor. It is $10 with Captain Kickass and the Awesomes, which is also the same gig that Cull are playing at. There is also a punk rock single launch at the Sphere Night Spot in Sutherland Studio 6. That is with 6 o'clock Swill. What's the price? Price is $12. Seamless. Lastly for Friday, you can check out alternative R&B soul EP launch that is happening at the Unicorn Hotel in Paddington, also known as Easy Tiger. That is $10 with Aphrodite. The band could come on like the painting, or like standing in the shell and the nakedness and the Now, Saturday the 13th, a punk album launch at the Blackwire Records in Annandale. It is $5 with Hannah Band. As well as some country rock and roots CD launch that is happening at the Coogee Diggers in Coogee, $18 with Ian Collard. A hip-hop rap collaborative EP launch at the Exchange Hotel in Darlinghurst, part of Wasted Years. The EP launch is the result of a collaboration between Boob Job and Marky Vore. There is also an electronica EP launch, and you can check that out at the Good God Small Club in Chinatown, Sydney. It is $10 with GRMM. I think that's like an acronym. I don't think you can pronounce it all together, otherwise I'd be sitting here saying GRM. Lastly for Saturday, there is a folk, pop and indie album launch that is happening at Lazy Bones Lounge in Marrickville. It is $10 with Buddy Glass. Now finally, Sunday the 13th, and the final launch for this week. It is an indie pop EP launch that is happening at Petersham Bowling Club in Petersham with The Nature Strip. Now, straight into special gigs. Thursday the 11th, alternative metal and rock single launch with all proceeds donated to the motor neuron disease research. Same gig as we talked about before, which is at the Valve Bar, so as well as Crash Tragic's single launch. You can also check out bands like Rainbow Death Ray, who are also having their first gig, coincidentally, Stare at the Clouds, Shinra, and Rigasaurus. Then Friday the 12th, there is a free alternative punk rock music video launch that is happening at Sly Fox Hotel in Newtown. Fate Accompli are having their music video launch. Supporting them are Captain Cook and Sloom. Then Saturday the 13th, you can check out the Sydney Psych Fest 2014, a whole bunch of psychedelic type rock, and that is happening at the Factory Theatre in Marrickville. It is $30, starts at 2 p.m. You can check out heaps of bands like Immigrant Union from Melbourne, Dead China Doll. You can also check out Sunbeam Sound Machine from Melbourne, a whole bunch of other bands. You can just click the link below and find out all of them. There's also going to be a singer-songwriter acoustic gig, which is also a fundraiser for CAN2, which is a cancer-focused fundraising initiative. And that is at the Friend in Hand Hotel in Glebe. Check out a whole bunch of singer-songwriters like Imad Yunan, Santiago and Renata, Jay Somerville Colley, and Luke Cook. A couple more. Click. Find out. Did that make sense? I don't know. There is also Anti-Fest, which is a festival full of metal, rock, punk. It is $15 at the Valve Bar in Sydney. Heaps of bands you can check out, like Wounded Peak from South Australia, Inebrious Bastard, Coffin, Two-Face, Dead in the Gutter, heaps more. You can check them all out below, as well as Anti-Fest. The upstairs of the Valve Bar will also have a hip-hop and rap pre-Xmas party, and that is $10, and that is with heaps of different hip-hop and rap artists like Smacktown, Jatung, Decipher Us, Izzy and the Prophet, Nihilist, plenty more. Just click and find out. That was it for special gigs. So moving into news, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, as well as the Preachers, they're finishing a massive year of breaking into the US market. A really good year for both of them. For example, the Preachers, they released the new album, Planet Blue Eyes? Oh god, I'm not gonna look it up. Blue Planet Eyes or Planet Blue Eyes, either one. Either way, it is widespread acclaim for good reason. It is a damn good album. They also have widespread acclaim for their live show, which is also damn good. They've broken into the American market. They've gotten on the festival circuit. They've really making a splash overseas. There are a bunch of American industry types saying that they are one of the wave of awesome Australian music that is coming out. And then if we focus on King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, just as a few things I wrote down, they hit number 10 on CMK's Radio 200 Top 20 for the week. Both King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard and the Preachers have had sellout shows for all of their stuff. It is nice. It is nice that the recognition that you get overseas that you do not get here, it is in full swing, as it usually always has been, because there are heaps of bands that have gone over, made it big in America, and then suddenly they're Australia's favourite sons or daughters, whoever. Now, the last piece of news, the Sydney lockout laws, they will be lifted for one night and one night only, which is New Year's Eve. It's not actually being lifted though. The 1:30 a.m. lockout will not come into effect, but it will be pushed to 3 a.m. to coincide with the cease of alcohol trading. So instead of everyone exodusing out of the city at 1:30, which was the reason why they lifted the lockout laws, everyone will be exodusing at 3 a.m., probably a bit less people depending on who stays out in the city, but it's for one night only. Some people are seeing this as like a win, a small win for those who defy the lockout laws and don't want them in place. I don't see it as a win. I understand that mentality, I understand the need to really look at that positive side, and if they'll do it for one night, why don't we push for another night, why don't we keep pushing for more nights, stuff like that. There's the good attitude to have, though I don't think the thinking behind the reasons for lifting the lockout laws for one night was really that it could happen on other nights that aren't like New Year's Eve, where the city is packed and you don't want that many people leaving. Although, let's see what happens with alcohol-fueled violence in the city on New Year's Eve. A bunch of people in that small area, most of the original of alcohol-fueled violence that brought in the laws in the first place happened way before 1:30 a.m. So just have to see. I guess it can be, unfortunately, more statistical fuel for fire to get them to get rid of the lockout laws. That's basically done, so yeah, hey. I'm not doing that again. I am done. If you want to check out the gig guide, just go onto the lyceum.com.au. It is already up. You can check out everything there. I hope I didn't mumble too much. I kind of realized that at the end of this recording that maybe I was so tired I was just like... As always, I'll be on the same couple radio stations I do. Number 1, Radio Northern Beaches, on the flip side with Lachlan Wiley, which starts at 6:30 Wednesday morning. That is on 88.7 FM, 90.3 FM, or you can stream it online. And then Saturday, I'll be on Swar FM on the Muso show on 99.9 FM from 2 p.m. And that is covering gigs around Sydney, gigs in the inner west, gigs in the outer west. And it's just nice giving you some information, because this information deserves to be free and readily available to the public. If you want to follow a few news things, you can follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. I take pics. Why did I say pics? I take pictures when I go out to gigs, so you can check them out on Instagram. I also do post them up on Facebook as well for people to see. And I believe that's it. I will see you next week with another roundup of launches, special gigs, and news, probably a bit more awake than I am now. Until then, be good.